People online are not who you think they are. Hi everyone, and welcome back to The Business Bar, the only place where we serve you delicious drinks as well as delicious business and life advice. My name is Erin, and I'm a personal branding strategist and online business mentor. In today's episode, what we're going to be talking about is this very serious disease that actually affects 90% of entrepreneurs. What I'm talking about is comparisonitis. So if you don't know what it is, comparisonitis is comparing yourself to other people. It's the perpetual act of going online and falling down that rabbit hole of feeling as though other people have it better than you or they have more than you. And it's definitely something that us as online entrepreneurs experience quite regularly. So what I want to talk about today is that, and the drink that I paired it with today is a Dark and Stormy. Now this is a delicious rum cocktail, and I'm gonna be honest, this actually reminds me of like having a delicious sizzling barbecue on a nice summer's day on a beach somewhere. But the name Dark and Stormy makes me feel like kind of what it feels like inside when you do fall down that comparisonitis rabbit hole. If you liked the video, I would love if you left me in the comments below letting me know why, and of course become a regular around here by subscribing to the channel. So now, I've actually spoken a lot in the past about comparison and how you can overcome comparison, and I'm actually gonna leave a link on the screen so that you can go check out my other videos. But today I actually just wanted to have a very casual chat about comparisonitis, and I want to actually give you a really effective visualization technique that you can use when you find yourself comparing yourself to other people online and feeling really bad about yourself and your own position of your own journey. But before we get started, let's get into this cocktail. So a Dark and Stormy is actually made with dark rum. Now the dark rum that I have chosen today is Sailor Jerry. This is a spiced dark rum and is honestly one of my favorite spirits. And this is paired with, of course, some delicious ginger ale. They two go so well together, as well as some lime and some mint. Okay, so now here's the thing when it comes to comparisonitis, and why I actually titled this video, People Online Are Not Who You Think They Are, is not because people are vindictively getting online and trying to fool other people. But something that's so important to remember is that what we actually see when we are scrolling through social media or getting on Facebook or looking in a Facebook group, we are looking at 20% of someone's life. And that's not a real statistic, it's not an actual measure, but it's for you to understand that we are looking at such a small fragment of someone's life. And even though it is such a small fragment, even of the most vulnerable people that you see online, it's still a manufactured result. What you see of someone online when you're scrolling through social media, when you're comparing yourself to their life, their business, their relationship, what they have, it's still manufactured. And the simplest thing that we can do to visualize this is if somebody takes a selfie, you compare looking at yourself in the mirror and seeing all of your flaws from all the different angles in the terrible lighting that you probably have in your bathroom. You're comparing that to somebody's photo that may have taken them 40 shots with the perfect lighting. They may have even had to wait for a different day with better lighting to take that photo. Even sometimes here with this business bar, with the things that we do here, we can't film on some days because the lighting is so bad. The way that the lighting is today, when we have bright lights shining in, it makes everything look nicer. If you came here in the middle of winter's day, everything would look like absolute crap. So when you're actually comparing yourself, whether it's a video, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a photo, whether it's someone's business success, you only are getting such a small portion of the story. Now here's the thing, this is what I wanted to speak about in this video. You as a human like to fill in the gaps. We have a part of our brain, this curious part of our brain, that likes to fill in the gaps so we get the wholelarity, so we get the whole story. So when we actually see this 20% of someone's manufactured life, when we see 20% of what they have put out online because they like to be portrayed in a certain way, what we actually do is we fill in the rest. And more often than not, we are filling in the gaps with completely false information. So we see someone with a really successful business, maybe someone who started their business at the same time we did, and we fill in the gaps. We think, oh, it's just so easy for them, their circumstances, their husband, their parents, it all is better than ours, because we make up this story just to think that because we've seen this post of them having this 10K month or signing 4 clients in a week, that everything must be so easy for them. We don't know that they might be stressed out, not eating. We don't know if they're having friction in their relationship. We don't even know if that's true, what they are actually saying. I really, really want you to take everything you see, even from me, and I consider myself to be a very open person, but I want you to learn how to take everything you see online with a grain of salt. I really should have done like a margarita and thrown salt everywhere. But anyway, I want you to take everything you see with a grain of salt, and I want you to stop filling in the gaps with these fabricated ideas of what you think somebody else's life is. Do you know the best thing about a Dark and Stormy is it has my favorite cocktail combination, which is rum, dark rum specifically, lime and mint. I just think there is no better way to escape, especially winter, it's winter here now, and just visualize yourself to be in some nice like Caribbean and tropics than this combination. I just think it's so delicious. But when you are using mint in a cocktail, something that's really important is that you slap the mint.
Slapping the bass, man.
There you go.
Slapping that bass, man.
It really helps to bring out the oils, not too much. That's why you can't shake mint too much, but you just want to give it a little slap because it helps to bring out the oils. It helps to bring out the flavor in the mint. So I have just in this glass right now, I have rum, lime, and mint, the genius combination. And all I'm going to simply do for the Dark and Stormy is fill that up with ice and then top it with dry ginger ale. So I didn't want to just make this another comparisonitis video. I actually wanted you to walk away with a very, very tangible strategy to help you when you are falling down the rabbit hole of comparisonitis and doing what I just spoke about, filling in the gaps of somebody else's life. You're filling in the gaps in the most positive way. And while that's a beautiful human quality, we think the best of other people, it sometimes leaves us feeling less than perfect. So I have a visualization strategy for you, and this is kind of controversial because I know most people in this circumstance will be like, unfollow the people that are giving you comparisonitis, or get off social media, have a detox. And sometimes, well, that's a great strategy, and I do those things myself. It's not always possible to just sign out of everything and just to stop life because you're feeling a bit shitty. So when you find yourself comparing yourself, you find yourself thinking that somebody else's business is thriving, that they're so beautiful, look at their skin, it's perfect, their relationship is flawless. I want you to actually step back, and instead of filling the gaps in with what you think would be this perfect life, I want you to fill in the gaps with reality. I want you to do a visualization technique where you take a step back, you sit down, you get into meditation, you think about this person. And I'm not talking about visualizing them falling off a bridge or lighting on fire. I'm talking about you visualizing them doing things that happen in life, doing their grocery shopping. You visualize them having a pimple. You visualize them stressing out because their computer crashed or their email crashed. This isn't so that you're sending negative vibes to this person. This is just so that you're filling the gaps with reality rather than a fragment of your imagination that is making you think that this person is better than you. So sit back, think about the person, think about them going about their day, having the highs, having the lows, and bring them down to your level, bring them down to reality. All you're doing with this visualization technique is that you're taking them off the pedestal that you and your mind have placed them on, and you're putting them into the entire human race. We're all equal. We all, walk this life together, and we have highs and lows. And you take them off that pedestal and you bring them down to a level that you are on. And I know this seems really simple, and it might seem really, as if I'm going to sit back and visualize every single time that I feel jealous of someone or feel comparison towards someone. But the more you actually take a step back and start to do this, the more that you dull down your comparison altogether, because what you're actually doing is training your mind to see reality rather than this, fragment that you've made up in your mind. So when you're scrolling through social media next time, you think, oh yeah, that girl's really pretty. Straight away your mind goes to, they probably, took 45 shots to take this photo. They had to wait for the best lighting, rather than thinking, oh, this person's perfect and they are so much better than me, and look at them, they're on the beach, they've got the perfect body, everybody, their skin is flawless, I might as well just quit. You know, because that's what we do, we catastrophize. So next time, train yourself to actually visualize this person as a normal human being, and then it'll start to make yourself feel better, and you get better at being able to handle the fragment, the 20% that we see of other people's life, and it's just reality. It slots into a bigger picture of real life, rather than you creating this entire story where they're superhuman and you are not. So now, every single time I make a cocktail, one of the most important things to me is the way that it looks. And it's funny because this thing's about comparing yourself and the way people are presenting themselves, but I truly do believe with cocktails and with any kind of, you know, food or drink experience, that the way that something looks, the way that something is presented adds to the experience. And you know, drinking cocktails isn't about getting drunk, it's about an experience. So I believe that a good garnish goes a long way, and of course a glass straw, because #environment. But that is a delicious, dark and stormy. That is my #real talk about comparisonitis and about not comparing yourself to other people, taking everything you see with a grain of salt. What you think people are online is not actually who they are. It's just a small fragment of their life, no matter how vulnerable and open they are. So just realize they are just human, just like you. They have highs, they have lows, they pick their nose, they go to the toilet, they pick up dog poo, they, you know, spill food on their shirts. They are human. We all have flaws. And the more that you can fill in the gaps with reality rather than make-believe, the better you're gonna feel about yourself when you are scrolling through social media. So that is it from me. Thank you so much for joining me here at the Business Bar today. I hope you're walking away drunk with knowledge and empowered to take action on your dreams. I would absolutely love to see you next week, so do not forget to subscribe. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.